We have team coverage with Wink News reporter Damian Alvarado and Wink News security analyst Richard Kolko, who are both live downtown at that scene. We begin first with Wink News reporter Damian Alvarado.
A strange sight in downtown Fort Myers. Indeed, that coyote was sitting right on that ledge for roughly 2 hours. Not sure where it's going to go, looking frightened. We also got some video from a Denison parking employee that shows when he first spotted that coyote. Around 10:25 a.m., that employee spotted the coyote running down the ramp and into the garage. He chased it through the garage before telling his manager and finding the animal standing in this corner. This is what it looked like from the street view.
So we were getting ready to walk back and we actually see it up here and
on the corner.
Thought, okay, now we're invested. We got to watch,
Yeah, we got to
see how this plays out.
Crowds gathered, watching it. The animal appearing frightened to move. Florida Fish and Wildlife arrived around noon, working with Fort Myers Police and the fire department.
Everyone's just staring around taking pictures because, like, what do you do when there's a coyote stuck on a ledge?
The coyote would eventually leap back into the garage.
It's not something you see every day in Florida. Coyote stuck on a roof.
FWC says while it's rare to see a coyote spotted like this, it's common this time of year that they do come out. Reporting live in Fort Myers, Damian Alvarado, Wink News.
All right, Damian, thank you. Wink security analyst Rich Kolko was also downtown as law enforcement dealt with this situation. Rich, I know you had a chance to speak with the agencies involved. Don't see this every day. How did they approach this type of situation?
You don't see this every day, Chris, but it comes down to training. Law enforcement is used to doing different kinds of operations, search warrants, arrest warrants. One of the things they routinely brief is what if there's an animal in the house, and then they want the intelligence to know if there's a vicious animal in the house. So this is a little bit different, but what we saw right here when that coyote was here today, we know that law enforcement finally decided to prepare a plan to go up and get that coyote and get him out of here. Their goal was to make that happen as safely as possible. Law enforcement had every tool possible. They had a noose, they had a gun that could anesthetize the animal, the tasers will work, and if it really became dangerous, they could use their own gun. Not their plan. They wanted to make sure that animal left safely today. And that plan, they put it together. It didn't quite work exactly as expected, but I spoke to Lieutenant Zamet of Fort Myers Police Department, and this is what he had to say.
We got it over the ledge, which was the ultimate goal we wanted to do was to get him over the ledge, which we accomplished. And then it started running around through the thing. We tried to corral it, and unfortunately it ran down the back of the ramp and then out towards the river. And then FWC followed out towards the river and pushed it out of the downtown district.
And as Lieutenant Zamet said, the animal left down the backside, the riverside entrance to the parking garage, went up through Centennial Park, up McGregor. FWC and FMPD went that way. They're going to try and see that animal, see if they can find it. They'd still like to relocate it to somewhere safe. If you happen to see that animal, give law enforcement a call. But all in all, everything worked out safely for the animal and for the people. Strange day, and as Lieutenant Zamet said, he'd responded to many bear calls in the past. This was the first time for a coyote. Rich Kolko, Wink News.
All right, Rich, yeah.
I said the same thing earlier. I've reported on a lot of bear sightings, but not the coyote one like that. Coyotes roaming in neighborhoods in Cape Coral,
yes.
Not on the ledge
Can't
of the Luminary Hotel.
Can't think of another time in a long, long time that we've seen that for sure.